Hello, I'm Teresa Fernández, and I'm going to talk about institutional influences on organizations. The first question I'm going to try to answer is what institutional pressures do organizations face and how can they be categorized? Every organizational choice is limited by a variety of external pressures, which are demands from the institutions to comply with certain mandates. And these pressures are mainly influenced by the business environment. The pressures that organizations face can be economic, demographic, technological, political, or social. The business environment is constantly changing over the years, and the 2008 crisis and the Great Recession that came with it make an important transformation in the business context. Before the crisis, the environment was defined by open free markets, a globalization process, inclusive institutions, and private enterprises. But after the crisis, it is marked by many challenges for multinational firms, the globalization in some markets, and increase of national government protective measures. So the new normal environment is determined by some facets. In the economic dimension, I would like to mention the decrease in foreign direct investment and the growing economic inequality within countries and between regions. The demographic dimension, I would like to mention that in developed countries, it is defined by aging baby boomer generation, fertility rates below replacement rates, and declining population growth rates. While in emerging countries, mainly in Africa, there is a strong demographic growth. When talking about technological facets, I would mention the new computing, communication, artificial intelligence, and design and manufacturing, and also the use of cybernetic data for political manipulation. When talking about political issues, I would mention the new populist movements that are emerging based on inexpensive communication technologies, and also the renewed nationalist movements. And in the social dimension, I would mention the increase of the sustainability issue and also the intergenerational conflicts, especially in developed countries. Another question I would like to answer is what strategies can organizations apply when facing the institutional pressures? These strategic behaviors that organizations may apply can be behaviors of acquiescence, compromise, avoidance, defiance, or manipulation. Organizations may agree, even sometimes unwillingly, to institutional pressures by habit, imitation, or compliance. Habit refers to unconscious adherence to preconscious rules or values. Imitation refers to either conscious or unconscious mimicry of institutional models. And compliance is defined as conscious obedience to values, norms, or institutional requirements. Organizations may attempt to balance, pacify, or bargain with external constituents. Balancing tactics refer to the accommodation of multiple constituent demands in response to institutional pressures and expectations. Pacifying tactics constitute partial conformity with expectation of one or more constituents, and bargaining is a more active form of compromise than pacifying. And bargaining tactics involve the effort of the organization to exact some concessions from an external constituent in its demands or expectations. When talking about avoidant behaviors, the organization may attempt to preclude the necessity of conformity by concealment tactics, buffering, or escape. Concealment tactics involve disguising non-conformity behind a facade or acquiescence. Buffering refers to an organization's attempt to reduce the extent to which it is externally inspected or evaluated by partially detaching or decoupling its technical activities from external contact. And a more dramatic avoidance response to institutional pressure toward conformity is escape. That is, an organization may exit the domain within which pressure is exerted. By defiance behaviors, organizations can dismiss, challenge, or attack. Dismissing or ignoring institutional rules and values is one strategic option, and a more active departure from rules, norms, or expectations can be challenged. Attack is distinguishable from the other two tactics because is defined by intensity and aggressiveness of the organization's active departure from institutional pressures and expectations. And last but not least, organizations may respond to institutional pressures by manipulation, and this is the most active response to the pressures since it means to actively change the expectations. And it can be done by co-opting, influence tactics, or controlling tactics. The intended effect of co-optation tactics is to neutralize institutional opposition and increase legitimacy. Influence tactics, generally directed toward institutionalized values and beliefs, or definitions and criteria of acceptable practices or performance, and controlling tactics are more specific efforts to establish power and dominance over the external constituents that are applying pressure on the organizations.